Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. I know it's been a minute. I'm going to share a project today and do a tutorial. It might go into 2 days. I'll tell you that in just a sec. We had a new addition to our family. My oldest daughter, Tiffany, had a baby boy. So it's been a little busy over here, and you know, we're excited. That actually is number 7. And it just keeps growing. So we're very happy. Okay, now in the last journal that I made, which was those fashion themed journals, I had a like a flip out kind of deal in the front, and I said I was going to show you how to make them. Well, I came up with a lot of different ways. Now, my friend Debbie gifted me thrift. She found these at the thrift shop. These are just, I guess they're either wedding invitations. They're a trifold invitation. I'm thinking, oh, I can come up with stuff to do with these, and I certainly have. So I'm going to share. What I came up with. I came up with several different ideas, and we're going to make a few of these today. So let me just show you what I have here. So I've done different themes to go into different journals. Now, the way each one is going to be a little bit different. And this one I have here is, so I had this paper clip because I wanted to show you the way this would, some of these can be floaters in your journals, or some can be secured and make extra pockets, because I have them folding all different ways. So, and I'm going to show you different variations of this. Okay, now this one I have where it flips like this, and I have decided I'm going to glue it here and here, and then we have room up here on the page for a tuck, okay? Or you could glue it here and do a, you know, like a side tuck like this. So this panel would be glued to the page. So then you have this. So let me show you. You can see I made like a window on the front of this one, and I've got a pocket here, and then I just did a lot of collaging on these, and I'm going to show you how I cut that out in a minute. And this one is all done with Artie Maze's ephemera kits, and I had, and I'll show you, I have these tags that I've had in there a while, and they're very flimsy. So I'm like, I'm going to see what I can come up with. And I made a bunch of tags. And then I have these as well. And these, I thought they were going to be heavier. And I've had them in there for like a couple of years. I'm like, I'm going to have to look at the stack. I have a lot of these. So what I did is, see, I left the back plain on some of these so you could journal on it. And these are... what do you call it, where you get them at a dry clean tags. So, and then here's the smaller one. So I just did made a variety of these tags, and then added trims. I gotta knot that one. All right, so then, because you have all these different surfaces, what did I do with, oh, here it is. So then if you just open it like this, you can see I have the 3 pockets across the middle, and that's where I folded it up. So I'll show you that in a minute. I just want to show you the variations I came up with, and hopefully when I go into the tutorial, it doesn't seem as complex. And then this just flips open, and I did a couple little corner pockets, added a little booklet with some ephemera, did some stenciling, and then another little booklet here, just flipped in here. And these are fun because you can journal in them as well. Okay, so here's the first one. Then I have this little travel themed one, and you can see this is completely different, where I did an acetate pocket in the front. And this one, let me see, this one right here is actually just a trifold this way, very simple. And if this can just, you can, you know, just tuck it in a pocket in your journal, or which I did in that other book. I secured this. I did the simple trifold like this. This was the simplest one. Attach it here and here, and then you, on your page, have I glued my tag in? Yes, ma'am, I did. Okay, got it out. And then this can go right in here. And you can see I did another window here with the acetate, which is fun because I did a little cluster of vintage stamps here that I got on Etsy. And then you can see these are hotels, and I used maps for the tags, and these are just simple tags with some pretty simple trims at the top. So this is a nice little travel theme. And on this side, I did a all aboard, and then, you know, so it's all kind of they're all like little themes. So this one I kind of, if I'm going to just tuck it in a pocket and not secure it, I would just wrap it with this material here like you saw. Or there's another idea. If you do want to glue it in, let me see if I can get that undone. I would suggest, whoops, I got a knot there, but anyways, I'll unknot that. Glue it right to the middle of the back, nice and tight, and then it'll be behind the page, and then you can close it like this, okay? So I'll go over that again. So there's that one, and then I used vellum, and used this beautiful print from a book page on the front of this. And I didn't do any embellishment. On the front of this one I did, as you can see, I did some of those vintage stamps. And most of them I did, but this one I didn't. It was so pretty and colorful. Now this one, I had actually just stenciled the back. So this will probably, it's a simple 3-tuck one. This one I'll probably just pop in a journal, or this is going to go into, I always give something extra when people order one of my journals, so this will probably, I might gift this, you know, pop it in with the journal. And then the book page I got this from was The Country Flowers of a Victorian Lady. So then I just did some collaging here, and then there's the back of that book page. And so the only thing I did different with this one is I added this fun tablet here. And you can see I have that paper, and then added a little label, and then clipped it on with one of these Tim Holtz clips here. So these papers it's added writing room, and you can change that out and just, you know. So I thought that was fun. And so I try to come up with different things for each of these. Now, if I were to attach it to a page, again, I could add the ribbon to tie it down, or I could even add a little Velcro here. Well, nah, I couldn't. If I didn't have this, I could add a little Velcro here, and then it could attach. But again, I would just glue down the middle here and at the bottom, and then I would have a place for a tuck spot. Okay, so there's that one. Again, we have a floral theme here, and this is a book page again. I did not use vellum or acetate in the window that I cut out, and just did some fun things. And I double wrapped this muslin trim here all the way around. I'm just going to slip it off like that. Now this one again is a simple, yeah, it's, okay, this one is meant I could attach it, actually this is not even meant to be glued down because I did pockets all the way around. So this one can just slip in a pocket or tied to the front of your journal, you know, on the front, you know, of your journal. Okay, so you can see again, I did a lot of just some little, a little embellishing, and this is again one of those tags. Used the other side of the book page for that. This is actually a little tuck here. Let me see if I have a little piece of ephemera. This right here. So I do need to add something in there. And then I have it here. Where I did a little corner tuck here and added another little booklet. I mean, there's a lot of different ideas. You know, you can just go as far as you want with these little triple folds. And then and I have seen these in thrift stores, and I don't know why. I've never picked them up. You see invitations, all sorts of invitations all the time. I say, get them. And I say, thank you, Debbie. Okay, now on this one, I used Edith Holden page. I did a little collage here, added some stained seam binding here, and my little ball pin. And let me see if I can slip this off as opposed to tying it. Now this one, okay, now this one, let me see. Yeah, this one again is just a simple center. So I could glue it here, or since I did spritz the back of it, or stencil the back, I could just pop it in. So I have that option because I don't know really what I'm going to do with all of these. Now this one, as you can see, I did not put any vellum or acetate on the front of the pocket. I added some Edith Holden pieces, did some collage, added a little butterfly here, and this made a little extra pocket. Now this just flips up, and I'll show you that because we're going to make a couple of these. And then again, added some book page on there, and then, oh, I actually just wrapped it around and made another little pocket and added 2 more pieces of ephemera. I used vintage music on this one, and then did some fun cluster here, and then we've got that. And then what I did with this one is I actually have this whole paper attached, stenciled some music paper, and then have a variety of coffee stained papers here and for more writing room. Okay, so there's that one. This one is a stamped image, which I did some my Copic markers on, and then so this just is little jute trim here, and then added a little glitter on there just for fun, and then little embossing. Now this one flips again, just a simple flip like that. I did spray the back in case I didn't want to attach it to a page, but if it attached to the page, I would glue this piece of jute down to the back so that this could just wrap right around, and then we would still have a tuck spot there. If you do that, glue it tight so whatever you slide in there doesn't get caught. Okay, so this one just got again, all the different collage tags, lots of fun with that, some collaging, or some, embellishing, collaging down here, did a little sewing. A lot of this was from that Artie Mays kit. Some of it was from, these little labels. I'm going to have to pull it up on my computer, but I'll list where, below. Now here I use some vintage encyclopedia paper. Yeah, encyclopedia. No. Yeah. And then vintage music, and then what I did with this is I just attached 2 little brads with this fun paper here, and added some pages here so this can be removed and add more paper later. So that's that last one. And with that, let me put all of this away, and I'll put it all back together later. Now I'm going to show you what I have on my desk. I have this here so you don't see the glare, okay, from the glass, because I'm going to be cutting on this glass in a minute. Now, what you're going to need is, if you have a trifold invitation, or simply take a piece of paper and trifold it. Now, you can see how long these are. Okay, so that's why I knew I probably wouldn't do a journal this long. Let me see what the length of this is. You're going to find invitations in all different sizes, and this paper is probably, yeah, it's like 11. It's a standard 11 by 8.5. So take your 11 by 8.5, and if you don't have the invitation, score it, have it evenly in thirds, 1, 2, 3. And this is pretty here because it actually makes a frame, but you don't need to even do that. So I have those out. Now let me just show you a couple of other ideas with when you fold these, and then we'll get into making a couple of these. Okay, this one, all I did with this one, so here is this. I folded it up first, okay, so I would know where I wanted my fold. So whatever size you want. So this is a nice little compact one. And then I unfolded it, and then I cut out here. I'm going to use my X-Acto knives to do that here in a minute. And then I cut out the middle here. So here you would tuck your image in here. You can add vellum, you can add acetate, or nothing. And so that's how I did this one. And so this is another, just a simple, so you have 3 pockets, 1, 2, and 3 here. So there's that one. Then this one is just the simple tuck, the simple one I did. Then I got a little fancier and did like the little accordion fold here. And actually the way this works, let me see, how do I have this to attach? No, I think this is just to go in a book, I'm thinking. So then I could cut the window out here, or not, actually not. I could just glue something right on the top, and then I have a pocket here and a pocket here. And then I'll probably add a piece of paper there, and then a pocket here. Or, I'm trying to think why I have that folded up on that side. All right, I'm not as, we could, yeah, I'm just thinking, I knew what I was thinking before. I'm not sure how I've got this going, to be honest with you. Because then you can't use the pocket there. You could attach it here like the one I showed you. Attach it here for a side load or a top load and just do this. And then open it this way and have 2 pockets. That's probably what I would do with this. Because then it's kind of like, it's just not going to fit in them. You could, you know, and then add some pads of paper in here and then just have the whole thing. But anyways, let's not get too confusing because I'm confusing myself now. Okay, let me get a sip of my water and get moving. All right, now I'm making a journal. So I'm going to actually make one of these to go in a journal that I'm making. And I've picked out these beautiful papers from Chapter 1. I think it's called Chapter 1 papers. And I'm going to be making a couple of open spine journals with these. And I think I might take you guys along for the ride. So I want to do something with these papers to make it to go. Now, on my desk, I have a couple of, I have my invitations, or now you could do your tri-fold, whatever. I've got a couple of stencils. I got the burlap, and then I love this one, the splashes. It's like the ink splatter. I've got I've got these tags, and I've got, excuse me, so those are 2 different size tags. For some, I'm going to show you some of, because this is like, I'm going to be a French theme. I've got some old player piano paper, and this will be for my collaging. And then I also have some vintage wallpaper here. So I don't know if I'm going to use that, but I have it. I do have some ephemera in here, and some of this came from that kit, and some of it's from, I think, maybe the Artie Mays kit. I'm not sure. Most of it came from the Chapter 1 paper kit, and then I got some little cutoffs and stuff like that. So I just popped them in here. I have these that I colored with Copic markers to put at the top. So I'm not going to put the metal grommets or eyelets like I usually do. I had a couple of other things in here. So I also have vintage pages from the encyclopedia, very old, from the 1800s, from the book Lucille, book pages. I have some vintage music, and so all of these things are just simply for you know, spicing up your tags and your pages. I also did print some. This is watercolor paper. I didn't print it, I embossed it. And so I have that, I have this one, and I have this one. Here's a piece of ephemera. Let me put that in there. It says diamonds on it. Also, if you want to use acetate or vellum in this project, that's good. I've got some extra pieces of coffee dyed paper in case I come up with a little booklet I want to stuff in a pocket. And I've got some of these cut-offs from the music manuscript paper my friend Deb sent me. And then I just have a couple of tear sheets. I don't know if I'm even going to need them. And these are from Pink Monarch Prints. And these are fun for when you collage. So I have that. And then I have, I'm not sure, this isn't, see, it's in French. I'm not 100% sure which paper, where those are from, but I'll find it and I will list it. And here's some Artie Mays down here as well, but I don't think I'm going to use the Artie Mays on this because I'm trying to stay with kind of the French. See, this is the French here and whatever. Okay, let's move this stuff aside and let's get going and figure out. So the first one we're going to do, I think we're just going to do the simple trifold. Okay, now I'm going to have to move this. I'll try not to. I have an alt light right on my desk and you get a glare. And so I'm going to just kind of move this over here. And I'm going to pull out my X-Acto knife. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to fold this and we're going to do the simple trifold. Okay, so I'm going to fold it that way. These are already scored, so I don't have to worry about scoring. And if you want right now, you might want to just take a little bit off of here. And I think I'm going to do that because sometimes there is a little space there, but I noticed on some of them, once they get full, they're not going to lay as flat. You want a little bit more room between there. So if you're just tri-folding yours, make sure that this last page that's folding over doesn't, it's a little shorter, so it'll make folding the front cover a little bit easier. So I'm just going to take off less than like a 1/16 of an inch. I need a new blade, so if this happens, when you this, which is, it's okay. I just have like a little emery board thing here, and I'll just come in and get those little papers off, those little, you get the little shreddy pieces off. Okay, so now I'm going to, so this is going to fold like this. Now I want to figure out how, before I cut this out, my pockets. And I'm kind of just eyeballing this, and it probably looks like it's maybe 2 inches, whatever size, if you do it, whatever size your project is that you want to tuck it in there. Let me see what I got. 2 inches. Yep. Just over 2 inches, 2 1/8, 2 1/16 maybe. All right. So that, let me just get my bone folder and get that nice and crisp. Okay. Now I'm going to open this up. And we can do a little pocket here as well, or a little, not a pocket, a window there, or just a window here. So I'm going to take my knife, and I'm going to, see how this is like from the top of the little frame. It's like 1/4 of an inch. Maybe that's like a little bit more there. So I'll try to eyeball it so it's even. So you can use a ruler if you don't go straight. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get as close to the frame as I can. And just try to make a straight line. And right to about there. So I have the same kind of even, whatever. And then I will put a ruler at the bottom because I know I'm not going to get that straight. See, I'm just following along the where the embossed area is on this. It's kind of there. Now I will take my ruler and just try to see if I can get this straight. Right here and across the bottom, and then we're going to have our window. Now this would be where you decide, do you want, I don't even know what I'm going to put behind here yet. Do you want this to be, you want a vellum here, or do you want a piece of acetate? So I have a piece of acetate here, and we could do that. So it's really hard. You have to have a permanent marker to write on acetate if you're gonna, or just measure it. Where's my permanent markers? There, we got a Sharpie here. So I think right there, and this, here, I can pull this back over. This cuts, acetate cuts well. And if you're going to be obviously gluing the acetate, oh, I wanted to show you, let me just show you something. Some of these I sewed, some I did not. This one I did not sew. Let me see, except for the tags. But I had sewn on the front cover of one of them, and I did not like the way it looked. So let me see, with this one, I did no sewing. I just want to find one I sewed so you can see, yeah, okay. So like with this one, I sewed here and here. That's it. And then I just sewed here, down here. Because one I threw away, I just didn't even like the way it looked, sewing all the way around it. So this one, I think, see, I just sewed again, just here and down. So whatever look you like. So sewing is completely optional. But what I was going to say is when you glue, the glue for acetate, when it's not showing, I would use a strong glue. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, or do I have Fabri-Tac? I have 3-in-1, very similar glue. And then, but before I do that, you know what, let's ink this. So I want to ink the whole thing, and then I'll glue that down first, and then we'll find the image to put in the back. Let me put this knife away. Okay, so the colors, I think I'm just going to glue, let me just show you a little bit of this ephemera I'm using. So I could pull out the rose color, but because this is a kind of very aged, it's almost like an old toll painting kind of look. I think I'm just going to use our the Distress Oxide on this, and I'm going to use a brush. I think right off the bat, I'll go ahead and find my stencils, because I wanted to do the splatter stencil here. And what did I do with my stencils? Oh, here they are. Okay, I like that look. I think that'll look nice. So we'll go ahead and add that on the back in case this is a floater and it doesn't attach to the page. So just a little bit. See, that just adds a little bit of fun. And then we'll do this, and I think I might add a little of some kind of a pink color in here, or a rose color. Go right over all of that. I think I need to re-ink my my ink rather. I've got a little re-inker thing over there. Just put a little bit later today of my Distress Oxide. I'm not going to worry too much. These papers, a lot of these papers, like on the sides, are going to be covered. And then here, I think I'll just I just want to go down in the seams. I'm not going to even do this. I can do this part because this is going to fold up. And then I can come back and add some more ink later. For whatever area, whatever area shows. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so now I can add my acetate. Oh no, I wanted to add a little pink, didn't I? Yeah, I could do that later, but I think I'm going to use, here I have a stack of these rose and pink colors over here, I think. Yeah, this is worn lipstick, and I just use the same brush. So we'll just add a little bit of that. That's getting dry. I'll add some more later. You get the gist. Mixing your inks, you get a little bit of color that will pull out. I'm going to use one of these prints behind here. All right, let me go ahead and glue the acetate down. And I think this is probably going to be a two-parter because I want to make some tags and things for this. And I don't know, I might even make a second one. I don't know, we'll see. You'll get the general idea. You're going to want to use it make it for your project. And I showed you the different ways, and I'll go over that at the end again, the different ways you can fold this. Okay, now I'm going to look and see what I want to put behind there. I've got some papers over here. I also, let me see, where did I thought I put, you know what might be really pretty behind there? I never even thought about this. And inked, look how pretty that is. I could ink that. That's an emboss. Or we could just add one of these beautiful papers. Look how pretty that is. Oh, let me see. Decisions. I like this one. See, I printed on the back of these. I really like this right here. I might make one with this embossed folder later, but I think I like it right there. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to grab, I thought I had a pencil out here. Yeah, grab my pencil. And I know, I'm just going to mark here, here, and here. So let me cut that out. I'll make it just a tad smaller. If I can find my pencil lines. I always do that. I can't. Oh, here it is. Okay, up here. And here. That way I can save as much of the paper as possible. Because see, I printed on both sides, so I don't want to waste it. And then just, I might have to take a little off of here. Let me see how this fits. So the back will look nice as well. So, okay, I do need to take just a little off the top. I'll take a little off the top. All right, then we can glue that in. So I'm just going to go right around the frame. And this is going to slide around a little bit in the beginning, but you just got to give it time to dry because it's now being glued onto vellum, which just takes a little longer to set up if you're using, not vellum, acetate rather. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so that's going to be the front, and we'll come back and decorate that after. I'll add a little something, but look how nice that looks. Okay, now, something I did notice before that really bugged me is I'm going to glue this part because I don't like the tags slipping. So I'm going to glue, after I add the papers I want on here, glue here and here. So now I need some papers for in here. So let me see what I have here. I'll go right in and I'll just use what I have right here as a matter of fact. So I want, ooh, it's just not quite enough. It's kind of boring. But then I can use the colorful tags, so that's fine. That'll work fine. So let me just trim this off, and we'll use this piece here. And then I need to check my time. I feel bad because we took up so much time for me just showing you the different possibilities. I feel like we're not getting far into the, here, let me just take this apart here. Very far into the tutorial. Now I gotta figure out, excuse me, how much I need here. And this is the way I'm measuring. Because I wanted a little short, a little narrower. And see, I need to come in and add some ink in there. Actually, you know what? I want to cut off this other side right here. Okay, and then we'll glue that in. And then I'm going to keep all of these pieces because I'll use them. They're great for collage too. Now, I really do want to ink this before I lay it down. Just the part that you'll see. I should have done that with this one too, but, and something else. I'm gonna add some ink in the middle here. Okay, now we'll glue that down, and I'm just gonna use my tacky glue for this, or glue stick is fine. Actually, the glue stick would be just fine, but I have this out. Slide it up a little bit. It's a little short, but that's okay. You won't see that. I usually do this to try to get my glue spread out nice. Okay, and then we need a piece for here, and I don't think this is going to be wide enough. It's not. So, look, this is so nice. I'm going to let me pull from another paper over here. Here we go. Oh, I hate to. Look how pretty this side is. Oh. Should have come back and printed these. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm going to use this side. Let me just take the top off of this. And we need probably right here and right here, and can't see this side, right here. Okay, so let's see that. Let me just trim this to size. And whoops, I cut my mark off. And then these little pieces I'll probably use on the pocket parts that you flip up. And then this, and quickly do an ink. Move these things aside. Yeah, this might be perfect. Pretty close. Trim a little off of that and I'll use that. Okay, now we'll glue this one down. Oh, that's such pretty. I saw this kit online. It popped up and I'm like, oh, I love that. It just reminds me of really old is that what you call them? Toll paintings. And you can see all the crackle in it and everything. I just thought it was so pretty. I'm going to be doing an envelope set with this. You know, I did a embellished envelope set wherein that comes in a little, I stuff them and they're all embellished and they're all packed up in different sizes. And oh, I, you know, do the ribbons around them, emboss them, do all sorts of fun stuff. And I thought I would do a little journal to go with them and a little fabric pouch. So that's coming in my brain, and that's I started on the envelopes yesterday. Okay, so now we have that much. Now, we're going to have to do this page too, because if I'm going to glue here, you're going to see this. So I need to find a print. Let me check my time. Oh, we're at 41. Okay, I am going to add this other paper here off camera, right here, and then I'm going to add the papers here, and then when this part 2 will come in and we'll start to add some decorations on these pockets and then move into the tags for this fun little beauty. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy this project. Please let me know. I'd appreciate a thumbs up and maybe a comment even. All right, thanks a lot. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.